Hey everyone, and welcome. Um, are you scheduled to have an induction? Well, I'm here to give you a positive experience. If you're like me, who was waiting to have an induction at 38 weeks, mine was optional, no medical issues, and you're surfing the internet to find out positive experiences. This is my own experience. So I've had two inductions before, and all of them were positive experiences. The first one was pretty easy. Well, that one I was around 49 weeks. This one was very early, so I was very scared. I spent most of my time surfing the internet because I was being induced at 38 weeks. So I looked all over the internet. Some experiences were so scary. But for the most part, I think most people have good experiences if you have an uncomplicated pregnancy. I had two pushes. Yes, when I say two, I gave one big push, one small, and the third one, baby was out. So here, this is my experience. So at 38 weeks, well, my doctor and I, we planned to induce at, let's say, at 39, but I had a lot of sciatic pain. So I told my doctor we can just, you know, go ahead with it. And she said they could do it after 38 weeks. But some people's experiences on the net were so scary. So here are the things I did. I don't know if they did help my induction to go well, but they probably did, because being induced at 38 weeks, I think it was quite early. So here are some of the things I did. At about 34 weeks, I started going for walks. So every evening, I go like for a 30-minute walk around the block. And I try to do like curb walking. So where there is a curb, you put one foot on the curb and one foot lower. Sorry. Sorry, puppy. Sorry. Yeah, so I did curb walking like for 30 minutes, not every day to be honest. I probably did about 3 days a week. And I took raspberry tea as well. So raspberry tea, I think I started taking it quite early, like around 32 weeks. I was taking raspberry tea once a day for me. I bought the prime rose capsule. You can have the oral prime rose capsule or the vaginal prime rose capsules. I think I used them for about a week, and to be honest with you, I got fed up with using those. Like the getting up with the drainage and getting wet and all of that. So I was like, I think I'm done with the prime rose capsule. So I gave up on that, but a lot of curb walking. If you can't go outside for curb walking, I try to use my stairs, like do the curb walking in my house. That one definitely did work. And then there is a particular video in YouTube. This video is it's called Activating Labor Baby TV, something like that. Just type Activating Labor Baby TV or My Circuit Activating Labor. So it has a lot of like squatting. It's basically squats. So you do a lot of open deep squats. I did a lot of that as well. So I'm pretty sure that helped me a lot, because each time I do those squats, I can feel like the baby is popping out. But to be honest with you, none of those things did put me into labor. But I think they helped when I got induced, because I know my induction was 38 weeks, and I was a little bit scared, like, oh, people were saying some of them had cesarean sections after a failed induction, so I didn't want to get any failed induction. So all these techniques probably made me have a faster labor. So this is how my labor went. So I was scheduled for an induction on a Friday. I waited that Friday the whole day, and I was called about 7 p.m. to go to the hospital. So when I went, they used the balloon for the induction. So we waited about 3 hours. Then they came and they did the balloon, and they sent me home. So my husband and I, we came home, and they told me to come back if the balloon falls, or if the balloon doesn't fall, I should come back the next day. That's like after 12 hours. So we came back. The moment they put in the balloon, to be honest, I started having contractions. But it wasn't like contractions that were progressing. They were just like kind of all over the place. But I was definitely having contractions. I believe that they were just like dilating my cervix. So I had the balloon. We came in. I couldn't sleep. I sat on the couch because of the contractions from the balloon. I sat on the couch the whole night. We came home like 1 a.m. So I had contractions, and they were strong, but then they faded out. They faded away. So the next day, which was a Saturday, at 9 a.m., I was just trying to rest, and I went to the bathroom. To be honest, I wasn't trying to push, but all of a sudden, the balloon poop came out. So basically, it took probably close to 7 to 8 hours. So the balloon came out, and then I lost my mucus plug. Contractions had faded. They were just very mild. So yeah, I went to the hospital and got triaged, and then went to labor and delivery. Contractions were not strong. But then at about 3 p.m., the doctor came in and broke my water. As they broke my water, I started to feel contractions. Then they asked if I wanted Pitocin. And people, like, I've never had Pitocin before. How do you call it? Pitocin or Pitocin? I've never had it before, but because my previous induction, I had but the Sevadil, like the cervical gel. So this time, they broke my waters, and they asked me if I wanted to wait for the contractions to start, or if I wanted the Pitocin. So I had been in the hospital like almost all day. I just asked for the Pitocin, and they started. Usually they don't just give it to you at once. They kind of start titrating slowly. So once they started the Pitocin, to be honest, my contractions kicked in. So contractions started about just 30 minutes after the waters were broken, like 3:30. And I think I only labored like for 3 hours. I was so shocked because people's experiences scared me a lot. So if you're waiting to be induced, don't be scared. People have different experiences. But definitely try some of those techniques that I mentioned, like the raspberry tea, the walking, doing the mile circuits, the squatting. I believe that's what really helped me progress so fast. Yeah, so my waters were broken, Pitocin started, and contractions became very regular. And this time, guys, I've always had back labor. I have 5 kids, by the way. This is my 5th child. I've always had back labor with all my kids. This one wasn't back labor, it was like front labor, like those like terrible, intense cramps. It wasn't as bad. Like, I feel like this was my easiest labor I have had. Like, I'm not sure why people say Pitocin is so painful. To me, it wasn't, honestly. It was so like, this was the most less painful labor I've ever had among all of my other labor experiences. Yeah. So I think I labored like for 2.5 hours to 3 hours. And I started feeling pressure. And my nurse paged the doctor, and the doctor said they were about going into the theater for a C-section. So they just came in to check before they go. They came in to check my cervix before they go. And to be honest with you, the moment the doctor stepped in, the nurse was still trying to like set up the table for him to check me. The doctor said, "Here is the baby. This is the head. Give me one big push." I gave one big push, and he said, "Another small push." I gave a small push. He said, "One more small push." And the baby was out. Honestly, that was the fastest labor I have ever had. And it was the earliest induction I've ever had, 38 weeks. I was so scared before going into this induction because everyone was telling me it's too early. But one thing I made sure is I didn't tell anybody. That same day I was induced, my sister-in-law was in my house. And the hospital called me that same day, but we didn't mention anything. Like, I didn't even tell them I was going to be induced, because I know people and their opinions. Like, everybody is going to be like, "Oh, why are you doing this and that?" Because I know one of my sister-in-laws had told me already that, had told my husband, that's why am I getting induced. Anyways, so I didn't tell them because I didn't just want anybody making me feel guilty. I was really over the pregnancy, honestly. Mine was elective induction, but I couldn't sleep for 2 weeks. I had really bad nerve pain to my arm. Each time I lay down, I have really bad pain. It was terrible. So I had to like choose the induction. But it was very fast. So this is a positive experience. Joe, I don't know if those things I mentioned helped, but try the walking, the raspberry tea, evening primrose oil. I didn't do so much of it. Maybe I did like a week or so of the evening primrose oil. So yeah, all those things, they really helped. I believe they helped because my labor was very fast. Pitocin did not even go up to half of the back. The baby came out. So, and the baby was healthy. 38 weeks is considered more than full term. Full term is like 37 weeks. So yeah, you can see him. He's almost 2 months now. He's doing well. No complications. Yeah. So don't be scared. I know that people say inductions should only be when it's medically necessary. But some people don't understand what other women are going through. Like, to be honest, I was miserable. I was struggling. I was just praying to get to full term. So if you feel like, and besides, you have your doctor, so why not discuss it with your doctor? My doctor was very okay, and I trusted my doctor more than the internet, even though I was surfing the internet every day, trying to find people's experiences. So that's why I'm coming back here to give you guys a positive experience. That way, somebody can also feel positive. I'm not trying to encourage you to go for induction, but if you're already scheduled for an induction, don't be scared. One thing I prayed, guys, I prayed, to be honest. I mean, I'm a Christian, so I kind of committed it to God's hands to make sure that everything goes on well. So, yeah, I wish you a safe delivery if you're watching this video. And you shall deliver like a Hebrew woman. That's how we call it in our culture. Which means you will deliver safely. Anyways, alright. Ciao. And see you in my next video.